today we're doing a deep dive into something pretty central, I think, to like how we live and interact with each other, especially, within a faith community. And it all comes from this this Valentine's Day devotional based on Romans 12.10.
Oh. Yeah.
And so, it's all about love and honoring each other,
Right.
which sounds pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
But this verse, I think, was probably a lot more radical for the early Christians in ancient Rome than we realize today.
Oh, absolutely. Think
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
You've got this society that's built on status and power, climbing the social ladder.
Right.
Everyone's trying to get ahead. And then you have this small group of people saying, nope, we're actually going to honor each other above ourselves.
Wow.
It went against everything that Rome stood for,
Yeah, that's a really good point. And, they were already facing a lot of pushback just for their beliefs
Oh, yeah.
and even dealing with division within their own community.
Yeah, there were definitely some growing pains there.
Right. So how do you even
Yeah.
begin to talk about honoring each other when you can't even get along?
Well, and that's what makes it so fascinating, right? They're trying to build unity in a world that thrives on competition.
It's true.
And then Paul drops this bomb in Romans 12.10.
Okay.
He says, be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves.
Powerful stuff.
It's a complete paradigm shift.
Yeah.
It's a call to live differently,
Yeah.
to put others first.
Yeah. And the devotional really kind of digs into this word devotion
Yeah,
because it's not just like a casual feeling.
right.
It's a much deeper commitment.
It's familial.
Yeah.
It's like the love you have for your family.
Right. And there's that connection to the idea that all Christians are part of God's family.
Exactly.
Right. So we're not just, trying to be nice to each other.
Mhm.
It's about recognizing that shared identity
Yeah.
and expressing it through love and honor.
It's like a spiritual family reunion that never ends.
I like that. I like that a lot.
You know?
Okay. So, but how do we move from that kind of theoretical idea into putting it into practice?
Yeah.
Because it feels very like,
Well, it's a great question.
Yeah.
And the devotional actually offers some practical steps.
okay, good.
One of the things it suggests is starting by celebrating each other's successes.
Okay.
And I mean, really celebrating them.
Yeah.
Genuinely and wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Because it's so easy to let jealousy creep in.
Oh, absolutely.
You're happy for them on the surface, but inside.
Right. You're like, ugh, why not me?
Yeah, exactly.
But when we choose to honor someone else's achievement,
Mm-hmm.
it actually opens our hearts to a deeper kind of joy.
Yeah, I could see that because it's kind of shifting the focus away from ourselves,
All right.
and onto someone else's good fortune.
It's counterintuitive,
Yeah.
but it works.
And then it makes me think about how we prioritize each other's needs.
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes I get so caught up in my own to-do list
Mhm.
that I forget to even ask.
How can I help you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one to remember.
Yeah.
Honoring others often means putting their needs before our own,
Yeah.
even when it's inconvenient or requires sacrifice.
Right. And truly valuing the
Their contributions.
the unique contributions that they bring.
Exactly. Everyone has something to offer.
Right, which is so countercultural because our world is obsessed with, individual success
Oh, yeah.
and standing out from the crowd.
It's all about me, me, me.
Right.
And that's where this quote from Charles Spurgeon really hits home.
Okay.
He called self-righteousness the greatest enemy to human souls.
Wow.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
Because it's a reminder that true humility comes from recognizing our own flaws
Right.
and our need for God's grace.
I struggle with that a lot.
Yeah.
Like catching myself thinking, well, at least I'm not as bad as that person.
We've all been there.
How do we even begin to combat that?
It's a daily battle, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But one thing the devotional highlights is the example of Christ's humility. In Philippians 2:3-8,
Okay.
he willingly emptied himself even to the point of death on a cross.
Wow.
That kind of selfless love is mind-blowing.
It is.
And it's a model for how we should approach our relationships.
And there's a prayer in the devotional that really captures all of this.
Mm-hmm.
It's about gratitude for God's love. Asking for guidance in loving others selflessly
Yeah.
and even seeking the grace to build up the entire Christian community.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it reminds us that this call to honor one another isn't just a feel-good sentiment.
Right.
It requires effort,
Yeah.
intentionality, and a constant reliance on God's grace.
So we have a couple of other verses for folks to check out if
Yeah.
you're interested in digging a little deeper. We have Philippians 2.3 to 4,
Yes.
which encourages us to value others above ourselves.
Love that one.
And then 1 John 4.111, which reminds us that our love for each other should flow from God's love for us. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with something to think about.
Okay.
If self-righteousness really is the enemy of the soul, like Spurgeon suggests, how can we combat that tendency in our daily lives and genuinely strive to honor others above ourselves?
It's a powerful question that challenges us to look inward and then outward, to let the humility of Christ transform our hearts and our relationships, both within and outside the church.
So much to ponder.
Lots to chew on.
Yeah, thanks for joining us for this deep dive,
It's been a pleasure.
and we'll see you next time.
See you later.